Hello and welcome to another Jarvis in the TARDIS video, and welcome to a new series on the channel of What's New in the TARDIS, this being my TARDIS as it were. This is going to be a monthly series where I basically show you what I have gained for the wondrous Doctor Who collection that you see behind me. I mean, it may seem small by other people's standards, but don't get me wrong, this thing is expanding quick. I have been purchasing things every month, so soon we're going to need a new detail cabinet. We're going to need lots of things will happen behind me as the months go on, no doubt. But I thought it'd be an interesting little series, me just talking about what I got, why I bought it, where I got it from, lots of things. So I actually got quite a lot. I didn't realise quite how much stuff I bought this month, Doctor Who-wise. May have gone a little bit unchecked on the spending. It's one consideration whenever you collect anything, whether it be action figures, books, comics, DVDs, Blu-rays, the whole lot. It's definitely a hit on the old wallet. But I thought I'll show you, basically, what I got. So I think we'll separate them into different segments. So firstly, let's go with the books, because the books have been a bit of a focus on the channel, and they will continue to be. So I actually ended up acquiring 7 VNAs this month. 7 VNAs, so a big old stack of VNAs here. So we'll go through each one by one. So obviously, Time Worm Genesis, I acquired this earlier this month. Now, obviously, you can check out the Time Worm Genesis review on the channel right now. Great book. Loved it. Fantastic. The first VNA. Very important book, and as you'll see, pretty much all of these are bought because I need them for the review. So this was bought for the review, and also because I just want to collect them. So excellent book. Managed to get that actually on eBay, by the way. So all of these books come from eBay, mainly because you just can't find them. I have a shop nearby where I live. Called Snooper's Paradise in Brighton. I would recommend you go there if you're anywhere near the sorts of Sussex region of the UK. They usually have some Doctor Who books in there and other Doctor Who things. They very rarely ever have VNAs. These are just hard to come by, so eBay is basically your only hope. But I think this is in pretty good nick. I mean, look at the spine on that. It's pretty nice. It's a little bit water damage on the back, but I got it for a pretty cheap price. As far as this book goes, this book is more expensive than the average. Then we got Time Worm Exodus. So this is you'll be able to check out a review of this very shortly, as I have just finished reading it. Time Worm Exodus, the second VNA by Terrence Dix. Very nice, once again, very nice cover. Got this on eBay as well. So another fantastic get and in good condition. Then we got Time Worm Apocalypse. As you can see, I've started reading it, hence the bookmark. The third in the Time Worm series. Once again, look at these are 30 years old, these books now, so this is very, very, very good quality, and I love it. I love the covers. The covers are just fantastic. Great jackets on those. So another great buy. I actually got this for incredibly cheap. I think I won this for £3, which is, even by this book standard, is very cheap. So I managed to get that for an absolute steal. Then this book finally arrived today. So this is the last thing that I got this month. Time Worm Revelation, which is the 4th in the Time Worm series, the final book. Look at the quality. Look at the spine. It is unbelievable. It's fantastic quality on that. That one was more pricey though. Definitely more pricey than the last Time Worm book. That was about 20 odd quid. So not cheap, but you know, these books when they're in that kind of quality, you're going to be paying a pretty penny, I suppose. And then we've got the 3 Cat's Cradle novels. So these are the ones that come after Time Worm. There's Cat's Cradle Times Crucible by Mark Platt. Once again, good quality here. It's very nice. Very nice book. And then we have Cat's Cradle Warhead by Andrew Cartmel. Andrew Cartmel being one of my favourite writers. He was the script editor all through Sylvester McCoy's run as Doctor Who. I no doubt will love that book when I get to it. And then finally, Cat's Cradle Witchmark by Andrew Hunt, who I don't think I've actually read anything by Andrew Hunt before, but I am aware of him. Great, once again, very good quality on these books. So those are the books. Those are the books I got. They're the less interesting things to just look at from a purely, you know, they're books. You'll get to watch videos on all of them. I will review all of them as we get to them. Now let's get on to the figures. Figures are something that I will be covering on the channel eventually as I figure out a nicer way to do things. I tried to do something for you guys a few days ago and it didn't really work because I just don't have the filming equipment really for it, but I'm going to look into that because I do want to cover the figures. So one of the first figures I acquired this month, because I've been looking for the whole set that this figure comes from for some time, and this is the Fendaline from Image of the Fendal. Look at this absolute beast of a figure. I mean, it's not exactly poseable, this thing, but you don't really need it to be poseable. It's such a striking piece of plastic that you don't really need it to be. So this comes from the Image of the Fendal set that was released, I believe, in 2012 or 2013. Somewhere around then, I believe. I still need the rest of the figures. Leela from that set, as well as obviously the baby Fendaline, the little skull that's on the little plinth, little stand. But this was in that shop I mentioned earlier, Snooper's Paradise, and it was at a very good price considering the set is very hard to find. So that I was very pleased to get, and it's such a striking figure. Looking forward to actually having that in the cabinet. So, see, a lot of the figures are on the bookcase, which I'm trying to avoid. I try to keep them all nicely in the cabinet, and I'm going to light these up so these cabinets, so they'll look a lot better, I think. But yeah, such a pretty face on that. And then we have from the latest B&M sets. From the latest B&M sets, we have two Death to the Daleks. Look at these. So these are from the latest B&M releases. Up to this point, there are some new ones coming on the way. I'll try and hopefully get you some. There we go. Get some focus on that. That is a beautiful Dalek right there. Death of the Daleks, third Doctor story, John Pertwee. Always Daleks I want. I quite like the silver with the black. I think they're very nice. That's the kind of more standard drone of the two. And then you have this drone with the different gun. As you can see, that gun is significantly different to that. It sort of works. You can see that it's essentially a bullet gun rather than a your standard Dalek laser. It's a lovely Dalek, looking lovely. I'm hoping that might focus. No, it doesn't like it. It really doesn't like it, does it? The camera's not the best for focusing in on toys, as you can see, on action figures. But yes, I love them. They're fantastic. And was the first B&M set I've managed to actually get in a B&M. Got the first Dalek set, at least. I have never got a Dalek set in a B&M. These things are impossible to find. And it's genuinely one of the only problems with collecting the Doctor Who action figures by Character Options is they're impossible to find in B&M. They are impossible to find because the scalpers, and if you are a scalper out there and you're watching this video, piss off, really, is all I'm going to say. Piss off. I would say something more strong, but for the purposes of YouTube, I'll keep it short. And then the other figure set that we managed to acquire, just acquiring them from over here, was the lovely 8th Doctor set. So we've got the 3 different Paul McGanns. Let's take a look at that. There it is. Look at that lovely Night of the Doctor Paul McGann. That's beautiful. See, as soon as it thinks I'm in frame, it doesn't like it. But finally got a Night of the Doctor Paul McGann. I don't have the original release. I love this figure. I think it's got a brilliant head sculpt on it. It's just a lovely figure. It's all round a figure based on his appearance in the 2013 web episode, The Night of the Doctor. Fantastic stuff. And then we have our more classic TV movie, 8th Doctor. I'll do a little bit of that. That is a nice head sculpt again on that TV movie. Got great detail on this figure. Lovely. I like the different colours they've gone with, the sort of bronze waistcoat beneath. Great figure. I'll put in some pictures of these figures that I took on my phone that look a little bit better for you, so that you can see them in better than just on the camera. But then we have the Dark Eyes Big Finish style 8th Doctor. it. I think these figures look fantastic. He's got his little satchel bag that he comes with, which he never came with before when he was previously released. Yeah, absolutely love it. Great figures. And I'm glad to have the Night of the Doctor, 8th Doctor. So those are the figures I managed to acquire this month. And then we did actually get one more thing. One more lovely thing to add to the collection. To add to the TARDIS, as it were. Which was... voila! It is the Doctor Who The Collection Season 22 on Blu-ray. So this is part of the Blu-ray sets. Now the Blu-ray sets I have a bit of an interesting relationship with, because they sort of started when I wasn't collecting Doctor Who stuff, where I wasn't massively. I was obviously a big fan, and I didn't even know they were even coming out with them. I knew about the DVDs because I had the DVD for years. I don't have all the DVDs by any means, but I had them for years. And I didn't realise they were even doing these until they'd already done like 6 seasons by that point. But I had to get Sylvester's, the 2 seasons of Sylvester's behind on that second shelf there. Only season 24, but I've got season 26 next to it. And I do have a bit of a soft spot for Colin Baker's first season, especially. Trial of the Time Lord I can go without. The season 22 I really like. One of my favourite classic Doctor Who stories of all time is actually Vengeance on Varos. So I have a bit of a soft spot for season 22. And I must say, while I have all of those stories on DVD, the Blu-ray versions are spectacular, and the added special features behind the sofa, particularly the making of the 2 Doctors was absolutely lovely. Some of the stuff I've seen, I haven't even watched everything on here, but they are just wonderful. For those that are unaware of how good these sets are, so this is the limited edition packaging that they only do once. Basically, they do one run of it, and they come in these sort of boxes. And then you open them up. Let's crack it open, and you get this absolutely lovely sort of book layout here. And it's just lovely. It's fantastic. You get all the different discs, and they just sort of fold out. Fold out, they sort of gatefold. Then here, in the sort of pouch here, I'm going to try and open it without thing. This all opens up with added artwork, beneath. Try and get this for you so that you can see. Added artwork. You look at that. You got the Cyberman in the TARDIS and everything. From Attack of the Cybermen, which is lovely, and then you get some lovely documentation, of what's going on. The artwork within, this is all from Attack of the Cybermen, with Halley's Comet there in the background, the removed panel where the Doctor's fixing the chameleon circuit. All of this fan servicey stuff. They didn't have to do it; it's not necessary, but they do because they like it. Fantastic stuff. Genuinely, they are incredibly worth it when you get them. You think that they're a big investment because it's like 50 quid for them, but by God, they pack these things full of value. And when you can get the limited edition packaging, fantastic. Now you can get the new reproduction packaging. It's just not as nice. It just comes in a big, thick Blu-ray case with all the discs. You don't get any of this nice book. I kind of like them in this format. You can obviously buy people's limited editions. It's only if they're selling, and they are selling them at usually a relative premium price. So I would recommend getting them if you want them. But yeah, that is all that is new in the TARDIS for this month, for October 2022. I will be back at the end of November, with another edition of What's New in the TARDIS. As always, thanks for watching.